I just thought I would start recording this here. Kind of a foggy day on the island. This is my Tesla Model Y 2026. I've had it for a little over 8 months. I already have 103,801 miles on it. I was paying to extend the bumper-to-bumper warranty, which is now expired because it only takes you up to 100,000 miles. So only a few months of that with the amount that I drive. And of course, at 102,000 miles, I'm getting this tire pressure monitoring system fault. And it seems to be going around the different tires. But I was thinking it was going around the different tires. At first it was on the left tire, then went to the right. Now it's to the back rear. But the thing is, the 38 PSI sounds like the proper pressure for the back rear, so it just doesn't know where it's at. We have no destination set, just letting the car drive. I always hate that corner there with the dotted lines. It's not sure if it's another lane. I don't know why they put the dotted lines on the outside. That should be a solid line, but I don't know. Can't really argue with them. There seems to be some sort of race going on the island. So sometimes you wind up getting rides from all these guys who are racing. I do have a scheduled ride coming up going to the airport. But that is not for another. It's only a $29 ride. That's for 11 a.m. going to the Valley Airport. Check the Lyft app. They do have an event on the island. A bunch of Tesla employees here giving free demo rides, full self-driving. And it's funny, I mentioned the issues that I see here, and yeah, they see it too. They can't believe the little issues I'm seeing. So maybe they may be resolved after this. Like if I go over to Golf Boulevard, or go over here towards Golf Boulevard, when it makes a left on the Golf Boulevard, sometimes it jumps into the bike lane. And it's just kind of the way the island has things laid out. It's just not quite the way it should be. It's funny, I guess I have to hit Golf Boulevard to be able to hit that $2 bonus surge. I'm not really worried about 25 cents, but no, $18 reserve ride. Oh, that's a reserved ride. Okay, so that means that bonus I had has just now disappeared because they don't carry the bonus over to the and Uber is having a hard time. Come on, send the directions to the car. Damn it, Uber. I don't have to disengage because it's not, Uber is not cooperating. Navigate to the Lacopa. Navigate to the Lacopa. Navigate to the Lacopa, South Padre Island. So I was able. Yeah, this is getting really annoying. How sometimes the Uber app will send it to the car, and other times it won't. Oh, I'm gonna try to match that. 9:25. Why are they sending it to me 9:25? That's way too early. So yeah, I'm going to cancel that. Hopefully I get that one from Lyft. Nope, somebody else grabbed it. And the reason why I canceled that reservation is because they're not going to be ready at 8:45. That's the scheduled ride for 9:25. Uber's sending me there 45 minutes early. So it's dumb for me to sit out front for 30 minutes. Navigate to the South Padre Island Convention Center. Now it's funny that Lyft, was offering that ride up to McAllen from here for $54, where Uber only pays $30 now. So sometimes Lyft pays a lot better, Uber doesn't. But there's so fewer rides on Lyft. And I should look and see how many Ubers there are on the island right now. Looks like I'm the only Uber on the island. Okay. Nearby Lyft drivers. We got two sitting down here. camera thinks there's somebody. Gotta move the camera back just a little bit more. Now, people will say, okay, yeah, you can make a lot of money during spring break. Yes and no. Here it might be a little difficult because you see here we have just 3 roads going up and down the island. They get really packed during spring break. Even right now, we're averaging 20 miles per hour. So just to go 2 miles is like 10 minutes. You spend that 10, 15 minutes, especially when it gets really packed. It may be 30, 45 minutes to get there, to pick someone up, to drive them someplace for $4. Yeah. But they do have Uber drivers here that will get to the destination and tell the person they need to pay them cash, and they'll cancel the ride on them. Otherwise, they won't have a ride. So that's how some of the drivers are making a lot more money. They're charging customers directly, circumventing Uber's 65% cut. I'm in the standard mode. It should be passing this guy. We are driving, just to let you know, since November 25th, I have traveled 39,095.5 miles. The car has driven 38,982 miles. So about 110 miles I've actually driven. 113 miles. And all that's just small little parking lots, little bit of takeovers like they're trying to get in the lane, what have you. Again, 103,806 miles. And I'm currently running the latest software, 14.2.2.5. Software build 2025.45.10. We're still not in 2026 on the FSD. I want to end this here, and I want to go over the navigation. Navigate to Quick Crack Car Wash at Port Isabel. And let's see how this handles it. Okay. Navigation is saying to turn left, get over there and do a U-turn, but the car has decided to do something different than what the navigation is showing. So the FSD's navigation is different. And I keep running into weird little navigation issues here and there. That's all I've really seen. The other day, I'm driving up towards McAllen, and for some reason, the car just... I'm driving to the guy's house to drop him off. I'm a mile away from his road I need to turn on, and for some reason, the car just turns into a strip club parking lot, and circles the parking lot, comes back out, and continues the trip. I have my suspicions. I have my theories behind that. And I don't think that's something that would be come out and be acknowledged because of what my suspicion is on that. But with the speed that the Tesla can recover from a system error, there might be things that they may have to reboot something. So they may want to get the car out of traffic to do that. And it may be easier to do that in a small parking lot or on a side road. So maybe rebooting something in the background. Yeah, but since that pressure's moved around, I think it's the same tire has the issue. It's just the sensor itself is bad, probably in the front left tire. That's where it originated at. Now, of course, if I didn't cancel that ride that Uber threw to me, that was a scheduled ride, which got rid of that bonus, you know, you can have like a $20 bonus, and if you get a scheduled ride pushed to you, or you have a scheduled ride coming up, you lose that bonus. Lyft does not do that, so Lyft's a little more fair on that. If you got a bonus, you get it. I've had scheduled rides I've taken on Lyft that I wind up driving into a bonus area while waiting on the ride, and I wind up having that added to it. That's the one thing I hate about the reservations at an airport, is that every time there's a slight change in the flight, by a couple of minutes, I get notifications through the Uber app. Oh yeah, the race was crossing the bridge. It looks like. Yeah. So maybe going to the car wash wasn't a good idea, because I want to fight this traffic getting back on the island. Maybe something will pop up in Port Isabel. And man, is it foggy. I can barely see the horizon, the bridge from here. Definitely can't see SpaceX. I can see a little bit of the bay over here. And the reason why I'm going to the car wash is to get some of the salt and stuff off the car from the other day. Causeway run they were having. Guys at the Tesla, they've, when I was talking to them, they also noticed that the same issues I've seen in this area, including going from here to the Brownsville Airport, how the car refuses to see the 75-mile-per-hour speed limit signs. It just sees a 65. The school zone up here, you'll get the flashing school zone 25 mile per hour, but then 20 yards or 40 yards behind that, there is a 35 mile per hour speed limit sign. So it switches to 25, but then it goes back up to 35. It doesn't stay at the speed limit for the school zone until the end of the school zone when the school zone lights are flashing. The issue with that is kind of like that 35 should have been before the school zone sign. So it's just the way they did it here was just kind of different than what it should have been. And the AI should be able to understand that, though. So I'm not technically making excuses with the AI, but I see what's happening. And we can't get these towns to change things differently. I don't think moving to 35 mile per hour, 40, 50 yards, and shortening the 45 mile per hour sign, or 45 mile per hour down to 35, would be an issue. Also, when I go to like Laguna Vista, there's a traffic light, and when you're making a right, the other traffic light for the cross traffic is set back so far that when you make that turn, all of a sudden the light's right in front of me. The car thinks it's for us and stops. Where it should just keep going. And you know, to me, it's amazing just how long it takes to get anywhere around this island here. I mean, I've only driven 13 miles. Now, it looks like this is also wrong again. Try to match with that. Yeah, it keeps wanting to go into Stripes parking lot. I don't need the Stripes. You want to go in the Quick Quack. Okay, so this time it's not turning at the light, it's turning here. Man, it doesn't know. Come on. Kind of wondering if when I drive in the car wash mode, if that counts towards the miles not using FSD. I don't expect FSD to use a car wash, but it would be handy. No longer available. And that looked like the same ride as before. They just went down in price. I don't like it when they stand so close to the car because the car doesn't like to get near anybody. Navigate to Starbucks. Let's see which way it'll go to Starbucks. I chose Starbucks because I wanted to see what would happen. We have a standard parking lot. We have a parking space there in front of the Starbucks. It could go for it, and it's going for it. Okay, the other day, it just parked in the middle of the lane, in the middle of the road. Today was good. Okay, so let's see here. Navigate to, well, it's already there. I'll go ahead and just tap it. Now it says 21 minutes to get to the convention center. Is that accurate? like they've cleared off the bridge somewhat, so the traffic should be clearing up. Uber app keeps messing up. After you accept a reservation ride, you can't get out of the screen. See, here's a reservation for $871. There's no way I'm gonna think that is worth taking. I've had people comment about you should be only using the emergency blinkers when you're on the side of the road and complete stop and parked. And as you can see, everybody's using their emergency blinkers when the traffic's backed up like this here. It's kind of a normal thing. This guy may have been using this because he's transporting a lawnmower and weed eater. A lot of times when they have these races across the bridge, people will park near the start line and wind up getting over to the finish, then having to get a ride back to get to the car. Or I can't see anything from here. less than a mile away. Hopefully they're providing transportation for the racers now. You know, I just sit here and relax and let the car drive. And to me, it's shocking how many times I look over and I see someone clenching the steering wheel, concentrating very hard, driving. Has the music cranked up. Anyway, I'm going to go and end this here. I want to say that. We're getting so close to the end of the bridge here. That's what I mean about the traffic on the island. It could be like this during spring break. You spend forever trying to get anywhere. You're not going to make any money doing that because you're sitting in traffic all the time. Uber doesn't really account for that sitting time. Lyft kind of does. Lyft does these surges and bonuses more. There's only one way on and off the island, and it's here at the bridge. And there's several points where you just have nothing but Padre Boulevard, so everything has to go down one road. So if anything happens on that road, it's a dead standstill. Same for if there's an accident on the bridge, which happens all too frequently. Yeah, they have this lane blocked because they're picking up all the orange barrels. That's why everybody's trying to switch over. Let's see how the car handles it. Squeezing it nicely. And the light was red, and it understood that the guy was waving everybody through, so it went ahead and went. So it does appear to be noticing, what's going on. Earlier versions would have stopped at that red light. I would have had to override and hit the accelerator, but the car handled it nicely by itself. Being aware of the situation around it, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. We're on the island. Going back over the same route again. Basically killing time at 11 a.m. ride. Probably won't be back to the island after that. It's dead. As far as an Uber driver goes, it's busy. Look at all the cars and stuff, but anyway, a like and subscribe would be nice. Don't make much money on this YouTube channel. I did have somebody hop onto my live stream the other day. I don't recall what the name was. They left a $50 super chat. Of course, after YouTube takes a cut, that only came to like $35. So they took a nice chunk out of that. Which I don't know why they took a chunk out of that. I mean, they're making money off the advertising and stuff. But I should see that in a couple of months, hopefully. If that account gets over $100, I'll finally see a payout. But it's so rare. Averaging, anywhere from 12 cents to maybe $1 a day sometimes. And if I had the time to work on more and more content, what have you, it could probably make a little bit of money or start making some money, but I don't have the time to do that. Constantly driving is not easy. Doing the videos while driving is not too easy, and uploading and doing all that, it just by yourself, it's not easy. And when I say by yourself, I mean completely by yourself. I mean, it's just me. I have a lot to do. I got things to clean, I got food to cook, I got plans to make, I sitting there behind the computer working on stuff and doing all that by myself is not easy, for one. But when you also have to take care of everything else, it makes it a lot harder. And I still need to get back to my house in Louisiana and change some things there, and it's just a 22-hour round trip just for like an hour amount of work there. It seems really dumb to do that. But I'm waiting for my service appointment on the 24th to take care of the windshield, this pressure sensor, and to rotate and balance the tires. It's kind of funny that before they said, you've got windshield issues or tire issues, you just come in. But no, now, you got to make an appointment for the windshield now. It seems to change, and I think it's whoever's working in the service department at the time. Now the convention center is going to be kind of busy if all the Tesla employees there. So I'm going to try and navigate to SOS Services, South Padre Island. And the reason why I don't use Grok for the navigation is just for going to one place. Why? It's just easier to use the voice command. Grok does come in handy when you want to do complicated things. Like if I want to circle a city, I can get over there and tell me, plot, 8 stops around McAllen in a 6-mile or 8-mile radius from the center of the town, and it can go and plot those. So it comes in handy for that. Or if I just want to tell it to go to wherever it feels like going, let the car choose where it wants to go. But now, if I'm turning left on Gulf Boulevard, sometimes at some of these streets, it jumps into that bike lane. And that's navigation, I guess. I don't know. sees that car is going to do a parallel parking, so it goes around it. That's very good of it. Some police cars over here. Slight braking, see if he's going to walk out in the traffic. It seems to think this road is 30 miles per hour. It's actually 25, but it is only doing 27. There's a 25 sign. It sees the sign. And it adjusted, so I guess it just didn't see a sign. It's strange how this road is 25, but these side roads are 30. But you do have a lot of people that park here and walk across the beaches. Well, this is public parking areas. Be careful when you come down to South Padre Island. Make sure you look at the signage. You might be parking in condo parking and you wind up getting your car towed. That can be quite pricey. So we had one scheduled ride going to the airport that I canceled because sitting there for 45 minutes just was not stupid. But I probably should have gone and kept it because here we are, still no rides. Had two other offers on Lyft. But they got, somebody else got them. Now I've always had kind of strange issues with this parking lot. Sometimes I've had it park right here at the entrance. Sometimes I pull into a parking space there, but sometimes it just goes down here and picks one of these little parking spaces. Not quite centered. Sometimes I park in one of the parking spots by the road, but it won't actually park there. Just keep backing in and out, backing in and out. I don't know why. But let me go check my mail. And thank you. Like and subscribe would be nice.